Good YouTube Win Wade coming to y'all with that basketball analysis on the Analysis Playground exclusively now on YouTube. We're going to talk about Benjamin Simmons signing with the Clippers, what he can bring to the table. We're going to talk about some other news too, but he's the biggest news because he was a former All NBA player, defensively, Rookie of the Year, a guy that can do a lot of things on the court still. He said he contemplated retirement because of the back injury he sustained. That was a couple years ago. He's still probably recovering from it because he hasn't really looked the same. He's not a guy that's going to score a lot of points. He's a deferrer as a player. One of the best defenders I have seen in a while when he was healthy, not so much now. And this is really a flyer, is what we call it in the NBA terms, because you're not really losing anything giving Ben Simmons a gamble and a try. I think the Clippers have played good defense. I like a lot of the players that they have. Um, but to get a guy that can be a triple threat rebounder, passer, and defender, and still be a guy that can score in transition and create some opportunities with his defense, you're not really losing that much for a guy like this. And he was mad because the Nets was trying to lose on purpose, and now he goes to a team that's willing to pay him a couple change to him because Ben Simmons made a lot of money off that Philly contract. But I ain't gonna lie, I still like Ben Simmons. I know he's not the same player, but looking at their roster, this is a good pickup. And Ben Simmons will join the Clippers after he cleared waivers. Simmons worked on a buyout agreement with the Brooklyn Nets and will join LA, the Los Angeles Clippers, who has an open roster spot after their deadline moves. Simmons joins a Clipper team that is deep in talent but could use more size, which he's 6'10". So it makes a lot of sense for them to go for somebody like that. And they still got Zubac. They really don't have a good four, in my personal opinion. It makes sense for them to go for one. He doesn't have to start, but he can do dribble handoffs. He can roll to the basket. He does a lot of good things for a team depending on what they want him to do. But the versatile guard forward to play multiple roles for the Clippers, like I said, his roles can still be done even with the back injury. Ty Lue said that will work for Simmons in a lot of different spots for our team. And I like the fact that he's thinking positive on this move because it's not too many players that's better than this version of Ben Simmons. Because you can't teach height. He still got the mobility, he still got the athleticism. He's a guy that likes to compete. They already got guys that can pass and facilitate and score, and he'll just be fitting in what they're trying to do. And it just gives them another look that they can throw out there. And they got some other guys that's athletic, and they got some other guys that can shoot, that can space the floor and give him open lanes. You know he like that little push jump shot. You know he likes to dunk if he gets the opportunity. He still got that passive aggressive mentality, which some people hate him for. Not hate him, but dislike it. Um, no team in the league has the required cap to claim Simmons' contract that will clear him to join the Clippers on a rest of season contract. I like the fact that they're not fully committed. They just want to see what they get, see what they have, see what he can do. And even if they do that, it's only going to benefit them because they can always offer him a longer contract if they want to keep him around because he still is very, very young. So I think you're not losing anything. You're not gambling away anything important because Ben Simmons is better than most free agents at this point, even at the point where he's at in his career. So I like it. I think it makes sense. We got to see how that's going to go for them. Other big news that I really didn't want to cover, but I might as well. Mark Williams ended up failing his physical, so the Lakers rescind the trade with the Hornets. That's a big blow because now they don't have a big body. Some people gonna say Jackson Hayes and Christian Coloco, but how much can they really rebound? How much can they really finish? How much shots can they really protect in the paint? You do need somebody that can score and finish the simple plays too. You need guys that can make free throws. Mark Williams can do all those things while still being able to rebound at elite level. For a starter, you don't get that, but now you got to find a way to make lemonade with the guys that you have on this roster while still trying to hold on to a playoff spot and still trying to avoid the play in, which the Lakers have a chance to do all of those things. But it's sad. I think Cam Reddish and Dalton Connect, they got too many guys playing the same roles. They do get the picks back too. But I mean, to get a 23-year-old center that can do a lot of things well and still has upside and potential and playing in more games that matter, and he's going to be held more accountable because he's playing for a team that's winning, that can only benefit you as a player. But now you don't get that. You go back to a team that's worse than where you left them at because they moved some other players too. And now you got to figure out how to help this team try to win when you know the goal is to tank to be able to try to get the number one pick or something close to it so they can keep building with you. But the thing about Mark Williams, he's almost with a contract extension. Is they going to give him one? Is they going to let him become a free agent? It's going to be hard to trade him with these injuries as you see. So you're basically stuck with paying him or letting him walk for nothing. That's a tough situation for the Hornets to be in because they don't have a crazy amount of talent even on their bench. And a lot of people don't really want to play in Charlotte anyway. And that's been one of their biggest problems. They have to draft guys because they can't keep guys, and guys just don't want to go to the organization or play for that state or city. So it's a tough situation for them to be in. And it is what it is. They just got to continue to tough it out as they still are a team that's good enough to be an NBA team. So most people can't even have that. But at least they are a team that can possibly still turn it around because they still got LaMelo Ball, who is really good. But other than that, it's just going to be him and Mark Williams and Miles Bridges and Nick Smith, and because Brandon Miller is out for the season. So that's a tough blow also. Justin Edwards, he signs a 2-year deal with the Sixers. He's been really good for them, averaging 8 points on 47% shooting while also grabbing 3 boards. Some of these contracts are worth it. You get a guy that actually is young, has upside, and already showing you that he's an NBA level player. Alex Len is a big body. He's going to join the Pacers after Wizards waived him after that trade he was in. He's going to be a guy that's going to just take up space and just be a big body in the screen setter, and he can score a little bit. He's getting older, but he still can't teach height is what they tell you. So he's still a 7-footer that can do the basics, and that's all you really need, even though they do have Thomas Bryant and stuff like that. Deshaun Nick signs a 10-day contract. Bismack Biyombo agreed to a 10-day contract. We'll see how long that goes. Jalen Barton, Wizards, signed a 2-way contract. That's going to be roster filler. Orlando Robinson does the same. He signs a 2-way contract with the Raptors. City been bouncing around. He finally found a team that's interested. He signs a 2-way contract with the Blazers. Other than that, Suns would have received Jimmy Butler, Jonathan Kuminga, Jonas Valanciunas, and 2 first-round picks for Kevin Durant. That's a lot of quality players, but I don't think none of them will be crazy about staying with the Suns long-term unless you just say, well, do Jimmy Butler and Devin Booker do enough to push the needle with Bradley Beal? I think you're in the same predicament. But you do get a young player in Jonathan Kuminga. But I don't think Devin Booker will like that because he's trying to win with the Suns. He's not really into the retooling thing that the Suns are basically doing if they make that trade. Because I don't think Jimmy Butler is going to make that team be that much better. He'll be just on the same level or trajectory what Kevin Durant would do for you, which would just help you be a first-round exit, if I had to be honest. Other than that, Spurs waived Patrick Baldwin Jr. after that trade that sent them there. Magic signed Ethan Thomas to a 2-way deal. Wizards and Hawks were the only team willing to acquire Bradley Beal, but both of those teams not really going nowhere. You better off playing with Phoenix because, you know, that's a team that gives you a role and you have players that you respect with you. Bones Highland actually got waived by the Hawks a couple of days ago. Warriors could use an open roster spot to sign Kevin Knox. I don't see what he really does for them. Honestly, it's better free agents, but obviously you have to go with the payment that you can do to be able to get the rosters filled. Jamison Battle, he was converted to a two-way to a three-way. I mean, a 3-year standard deal. That's good to see him compete and show that he's one of the better guys they can get. And then now they show him that we willing to pay you for the work that you put in and going out there helping us try to compete as good as we can, even though we're not in the best situation talent-wise. Quentin Post get the same thing. He agrees to a 2-year standard NBA deal. That's beautiful to see because he has really been good for them even tonight. James Jordan Goodwin, he agrees to a 2-way deal. They waive Armel Torre. He's gone now. Jazz also waived Jalen Hood Stefano. He was actually in that trade too for them, and they didn't need him, so they let him go. And that's what you're going to see. A lot of guys becoming free agents. We knew this was going to happen. But I like a lot of the guys that are free agents, and hopefully guys can get picked up and help other teams win or play a role for a team off the bench. Hawks waived David Roddy. Devin Booker said hilariously he wants to be a Sun for his entire career. Most guys feel that way when they loyal to you and they showing you that they're trying to work out the situation. James Wiseman, a lot of people have been laughing about James Wiseman, calling him James the Giant Wiseman. He's big, he's long, he's mobile, but he hasn't been able to be a great defender or a great scorer. His jump shot hasn't translated. He hasn't really been able to do too much on the court, and now it looks like he's on the verge of being out the league. And we'll see if anybody wants to take a flyer on him because you can't teach height, but it's just a lot of better bigs right now than James Wiseman. And the draft is coming up, so even if you could want some type of interest in him, you can just go with somebody in the first or second round and pick up a big that's probably even better. It can do the basics than more than James Wiseman. Pistons also weigh Wendell Moore Jr. He's off. They actually picked up Dennis Schroeder, so it makes sense for them to do that because he can help them win now because he's a scorer, and he can also help the fact that Jaden Ivey is injured right now. Wizards waived Reggie Jackson. I was a little surprised about that he got moved, but he still is one of the better guards on the market. Jaden Springer, he actually got waived too by the Rockets. We're going to see if he's going to get picked up. We'll see that probably next week. And my Celtics picked up Torrey Craig, just a athletic guy that can defend a little bit and knock down some shots. He's not going to get a lot of minutes, and he's not going to have a crazy amount of opportunity. It's just trying to get the best guy that you feel can help your team going forward. Thunder also waived Daniel Tice in that trade that just happened for them. Brandon Carlson signs a 2-way deal with the Thunder. Chuma Okeke signs a 10-day with the Sixers. And other than that, nothing really changed outside of the Hawks trading for Cody Zeller to the Rockets. That's going to be the same. Just going to waive them, find somebody better in that position, and or go younger, or just keep them on the roster and go in a different direction in the future. So a lot of guys getting picked up, a lot of guys getting opportunities, a lot of guys getting chances to prove if they NBA players or if they can stay in the NBA longer. Can they become better players? Can they get with a team that understand to utilize them a lot better? Or can they just realize it's hard to be an NBA player because anything can happen to you or your body? And if it doesn't, you still have to play on that level, even if you're not put in the best situation. It's hard in any job, to keep being able to wake up every day and go there and put in the work to be one of the best or try your best. And I know some guys that did, and they still wasn't good enough to make the roster because there's somebody else trying to take your spot so they can enjoy that luxury life that comes with the NBA. And that's why you can't take nothing for granted. You got to continue to have the mentality that you can do more, you should be able to do more, and you should be wanting to do more for yourself and for your life and your livelihood. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis. And if you're new to the channel, I do conversation videos just like this on various topics. Also do breakdowns with real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, future stars. Also do draft and mock draft covers too, and so much other things. And I also have 3,000 plus videos that's already turned in on my channel, and you can check those out if you want to still be on the fence of being a fan, those should convince you. Other than that, my social medias are on my channel too. If you want to follow me and see other things that I do that's not NBA related, as this is an NBA only channel, you can do that. You can also email me if you want to get to know me, if you don't want to follow me on social media or want to do some type of collaboration or something in the future. You never know what can happen. I'm just putting out there for people that's interested. And other than that, y'all stay blessed. Hope you guys enjoying y'all weekend. Hopefully you guys got your rest, had a little bit of fun. Y'all stay blessed up. I'm going for now. And man, free agency and the deadline and the trade deadline just been crazy. And the games been crazy too. The season is getting closer and closer to ending. And the playoffs is not that far from starting. Let's continue to enjoy this beautiful game of basketball while we still alive and we still can. Going for now. Y'all stay blessed up. See you guys later today with more analysis.